How's it going?
Coach, how are you doing?
I'm good. Actually, I'm great.
Anthony Ratliff-Williams had a breakout year last year. Where does he need to improve to take that next step?
Well, I mean, Anthony, I've had many talks. There's not an area where he doesn't need to improve. I mean, we want to, you know, he took his game to another level last year in his understanding of how to play the position, which, I mean, that was really his first full year of doing it. And he's only going to get even better. So there's so many things that he can work on, from just how to use the leverage of the DB, you know, how to get open, how to make balls, you know, in competitive catches, which that's one of the things that he specializes in. And so, you know, it's just now it's learning just the finer nuances of the position and what, you know, every little detail he can get him, you know, he can have improvement on.
Because he came in as a quarterback, and Ryan, when he came in a different position. Are there similarities with the growth that you've seen?
Yeah, there is.
From Ryan?
Yeah, there is. I mean, there's a learning curve. I mean, both of them were very natural, and as we moved them into positions, but there's so much to learn about the position itself. Your natural ability only take you so far. Then it's learning the ins and outs of the concepts and the routes, and what your route does to the entire concept of the route. You know, so they're learning that. He's getting much better at it.
I don't think this falls under the purview of injuries. Do you have a full complement of bodies out here that you would like to see?
That I would like to see? No, that's a loaded question. Never.
Never.
You know, but we got everybody we need to have right now. I mean, and we're going to get. So, but yeah, no, there's never enough. I mean, it's you know, never what you really want it to be. But what's happening, you know, what you're doing is you're building depth in spring. So you're trying to get as many reps with as many people as possible, knowing that somewhere down the road they're going to benefit from it, and we're going to use them and we need them.
Would you say it was more people than when you ended
Oh yeah,
the season?
yeah, no doubt, no doubt about that. Yeah, no doubt about that.
It's 2 practices since, I guess, the break, and Chaz went out to California to get some work in. Have you noticed a difference in 2 practices, maybe in what you may have learned out there?
Yeah, I mean, you noticed that he went and worked for a full week. I mean, and that he worked on his craft and tried to get better as a quarterback. And I think he came back with some insight, and you know, I think he's doing a really nice job with it. I really do. I like it when guys want to work on football during spring break.
Is there anything physically different about what he's doing now than maybe what we saw in the fall?
Well, he's got more confidence. His body demeanor, his presence, all of that's improved, and it's going to continue to improve.
Might as well start off on the right foot. Is he your starting quarterback?
Who?
Chaz.
I don't have a starting quarterback right now.
No.
Yeah. No. Which foot do you want to stand on?
You have 4 scholarship guys and 2 are true freshmen.
Yes.
Is that a little concerning? You know, you only have 2 guys that have played any college football heading to the
I don't know if it's concerning. It's something that we know we're aware of, and so we've got to get those guys as many reps right now as possible. You know, so we've got those 2 guys. We've got Manny Miles that's working and getting a lot of reps. So, you know, again, just like at every position, we're trying to get as many reps with as many guys as possible, because in the long run, we think it'll pay off for us.
Ideally, do you have 1 scholarship quarterback per class? What's your kind of plan there? I know you've talked about it before, but I know it was messed up with some transfers.
Yeah, ideally, but there's always something that happens. And so, yeah, we're back to where we're probably in that situation.
1 a year.
What do you like that you've seen from Cade and Chase?
What'd you say?
What do you like that you've seen from Cade and Jace?
It's their 5th day of being a college athlete, and their eyes are wide open, and you see them do some really good things, and then you see them do some really bonehead things, you know, which is understandable for right now. So, I mean, you know, based on experience with what I've seen from guys in the past, I mean, they're right where they need to be. You know, they may think that they're not going to make mistakes, but they're going to make a lot of mistakes.
Are you pleased with how your coaching staff shook out?
Yeah, I really am. These guys have, you know, all of our new coaches have jumped in right away and building relationships with our existing players, building relationship with you know, the areas that they're recruiting, and so yeah, I'm really pleased with it.
How did you?
Luke Pascal.
How did you come about acquiring Coach Gillespie? Your relationship there?
Well, I've known G since back when I was coaching at Florida, and he had just finished playing at Florida. And the guys that were in that room, you know, they were, you know, Ernest Graham and Rand Carthon and Willie Green and guys like that were there at the time, they spoke very highly of one of their peers. And so, you know, I knew who he was at that time. And then I got to meet him a few years later. He's from Hattiesburg, Mississippi, just coincidence there. And actually had some input in helping him get when he got hired at Oklahoma State. And so, you know, he's a guy that I've always kept my eye on and was fortunate to be able to get him this year.
How do you feel Quinn Schott is adjusting to his new role, helping the receivers out and coming and being part of the coaching staff?
You know, it's I tell you what, it's great for me. You know, you got Quinn Schott, you got Jordan Marsh who played for us, you got Jeff Schottmer who played for us, you got Shaquille Rashad that's with us helping out. I mean, so we got a lot of guys that have been in the program and understand the culture that we want and have had success. And so, you know, it's good to have those guys. And each one of them is learning what it takes to be a coach.
What are Schottmer and Shaq doing? Are they GAs or just helping out?
Schottmer is a GA, and Shaq is quality control.
Read into anything into your decision not to have a spring game?
No, not really. I mean, for us, really, you know, it's going to give us an extra scrimmage is what we need. We needed as many reps as possible. In a spring game, you don't get that, you know, and so we'll utilize that opportunity to get more reps because we need them.
Did you have an opinion on reducing capacity in here to put the seats in?
I definitely had an opinion on making the game day situation better for our fans. Yes. You know, and so we're going to lose a few seats, but it was to me it was well worth it. You know, them being comfortable, them enjoying the game day experience.
How do you think it looks?
I think it looks great. You know, I mean, we're a long way from being finished, but just the little bit that's being done so right now looks really good. I think you know, they're starting on that side, and they've still got to finish up everything up underneath and on top. But I think it looks good. I think it's going to look great.
With Donnie and MJ graduating and moving on, I know Miles is probably the most experienced guy in that secondary. Has he kind of stepped up into that leadership role?
Yeah, he has. And him and J.K. Britt, both of those guys have had the most experience, and those are the two leaders back there on the back end. And so far to this point, they're doing a really good job.
Where are the areas of improvement for Malik Carney so far?
Malik Carney? Oh, gosh. You know, I mean, Malik is always, you know, he's always there and around the quarterback. We need him to get home more often. You know, I mean, I've challenged him. I want him in double digits in sacks, you know, and that's not easy to do. But, you know, if we can get him close to that area, then I'll feel like he's made some great improvement.
Do you think the defensive line can be a real strong point for the defense and kind of lead that unit in terms of what they bring back experience-wise?
Well, I mean, you got some guys that have some experience with Malik. You got Jalen Dalton. You got Aaron Crawford, Jeremiah Clark. You got guys that have experience. So, yeah, I hope that those guys, that's going to pay off for us.
Back to the block end, see on the practice helmet, the jump man thing's not there. What's meaning behind that?
I didn't even notice that. Thank you.
I knew you were going to say something like that.
Well, I didn't. That's why I had to look. No, I don't know. Maybe there is something to it. I'll have to find out.
Okay. I'll ask you next week.
Do you feel an extra sense of motivation within the team to kind of respond after the way last year went,
Well, I think they've got a bad taste in their mouth, you know, and I think all winter and, you know, spring and summer until we get going again and get out there and get on the field again for real is going to motivate them, yes. All right, get out of here so y'all can